NASA's out here telling the world their Artemis 2 hero astronauts just casually smashed back through the atmosphere at 25,000 miles per hour, breezed through the deadly Van Allen radiation belts like it was a Sunday drive, and splashed down safely in the Pacific. Sure, but what if the whole thing was shot in a studio? What if the capsule was just a rusted prop dropped from a plane? What if the astronauts are nothing more than actors forgetting their lines on cue? Buckle up, because the glitches are piling up and the internet caught every hilarious second. And speaking of that so-called capsule, NASA seriously wants you to believe this beat-up rusty tin can with party balloons glued to the side just hit 25,000 miles per hour, survived 3,000-degree re-entry plasma, and gently plopped into the ocean without boiling the water around it. No massive steam cloud, no glowing wreckage, just a soggy metal box bobbing around like it came back from a fishing trip. Brilliant. They call the rust re-entry burn marks. We call it a cheap Hollywood prop that's been through one too many takes. And those balloons? Official NASA story, flotation devices. Our story. They needed them to float after the plane dropped it. Because obviously real space capsules require pool toys. But it doesn't stop there. Take Christina Koch stepping up for the post-mission victory speech. She freezes. Blank stare, mouth open. The classic earpiece just died moment. You can practically hear the director yelling, "Cut!" in the background. She literally forgot her lines about the incredible views from space. These are supposed to be the best trained humans on Earth, yet they need a script and a hidden earpiece just to describe their own lived experience? Come on. Even Tom Cruise doesn't look this lost on a press junket.
Necessarily just Earth. It was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe. Uh-oh.
And while we're on the subject of live performances, picture this. Live on NASA's official YouTube with 49,000 viewers watching, the cabin feed suddenly lights up with thousands of fake stars exploding inside the module. Then poof, gone in one click. Not a camera glitch, not compression. A straight-up VFX fail. And that's not the only one. People have been screen recording for days. Windows that reflect studio lights, space backgrounds that pixelate and warp, astronauts' hair perfectly still, while zero-G hair on real ISS footage actually floats. Sudden cuts where the Earth curvature changes size like a bad PowerPoint slide. The internet is flooded with these.
It's just CGI glitch. This is Artemis. They took this. Watch this whole thing. You see the whole thing shit. Ready? Watch. I just slowed it down too. Ready? Watch. See that? See the whole thing shit. Let me rewind again. Ready? Watch this. Ready? CGI glitch. Ready? Watch it. See it? But they always make sure they got their space prop out there. They're always playing with their space prop. These four are a bunch of lying piece of shits, okay? They're all Freemasons, okay? You saw the CGI glitch? Okay, we've been ripping this apart all day long. You want to watch it again? Ready? Watch, here we go. Oh, there it goes again. See it?
Zoom in. Slow it down. The Matrix is straight up glitching out. Of course, NASA's official excuse for all this is compression artifacts and camera quirks. Translation: please stop noticing, peasants. Meanwhile, every sci-fi movie from the 70s had better effects than this masterpiece. But here's the thing. This isn't just one bad mission. It's the same tired playbook since Apollo 11. Van Allen belts that supposedly cook electronics in humans Yet every capsule sails through like it's nothing. No independent footage. Ever. Every live feed has a 20-second delay so they can fix the glitches. Actors, props, green screens, and billions of your tax dollars. Why? Because admitting we can't go to the moon or beyond low Earth orbit would collapse the entire trillion-dollar space industrial complex. Control the sky, control the narrative, control the funding. So next time NASA drops another historic splashdown, ask yourself, was that a re-entry or just a really expensive parachute test from 45,000 feet? The stars don't lie, but NASA sure does. Drop your own glitches in the comments. Share this before they memory hole it. And remember, in the age of AI and 8K cameras, their fake space looks worse than ever. This is the real final frontier, exposing the script.
In 1969, humanity watched a live broadcast from 380,000 kilometers away. No buffering, no dropped frames. Neil Armstrong's small step delivered to your living room in real time. Your 2024 Zoom call drops every 10 minutes. NASA had better Wi-Fi than you. In space, with a potato. Fast forward 54 years. Artemis 2. We have 8K cameras, drones, smartphones that shoot cinema. And NASA gives you GoPro quality. From space, constantly losing signal. Especially during the interesting parts. Always during the interesting parts.
And as predicted, we've entered our communications blackout. This will be a 6-minute blackout period.
The interior shots are calm, planned, almost rehearsed. No chaotic flows, no accidental spins. Everyone is exactly where the frame needs them to be. It's less ISS and more IKEA showing. And then one astronaut reaches for a strap, touches it lightly. The strap bounces back, downward, like gravity remembered it had a job. They have DSLRs on board, smartphones, the most photographed generation of astronauts in history. The official NASA photographs, stunning, almost too stunning, sharp, perfectly lit, compositionally balanced. The metadata says raw, but metadata, as any editor knows, can be written in about 40 seconds. And the return, the big finale, you get helicopter footage from far away, slightly shaky, the most expensive mission since Apollo. And the best angle they could manage was a news chopper doing its best. Oh, and Netflix streamed the lunar flyby. Netflix, the same platform that canceled your favorite show after 2 seasons, is now the official broadcaster of mankind's return to the moon. They even had a Nutella jar floating in 0G. Product placement in cislunar space. We're doing brand deals at 370,000 kilometers now. Everything went perfectly. The signals dropped at exactly the right moments. The cameras caught exactly the right things. The timing was immaculate. Nothing was improvised. Nothing felt real. But hey, they wouldn't lie to us, would they?
Why is it that we didn't get any video footage of them inside the capsule on their descent, 25,000 miles per hour? They showed us footage for however long, a week straight, of them doing whatever inside the capsule, but we couldn't get footage of this. Now, why is that? It's because anything that they show us would not be believable at all. 25,000 miles per hour in these little tiny parachutes are slowing this thing down? I don't think so. Now, for something traveling 25,000 miles per hour into our atmosphere, it would have to be so incredibly hot.
Artemis 2 will face temperatures hotter than lava. The Orion spacecraft reaches about 2,800 degrees Celsius during Earth's re-entry.
All right, so I got one question here. Where is all the steam that comes off of this thing when it hits the water? Like, shouldn't it be, no? How are they able to just walk up and touch this thing? Buddy's got the tiniest gloves on in the league. This doesn't make any sense. How was the boat, the rubber boat that it was put on, not melted instantly if this thing was hotter than lava? You guys are so incredibly stupid to believe this shit. I'm telling you right now. You know what, 25,000 miles per hour, you can travel across the entire United States in about 6.7 minutes? And there's a 0% chance that they were showing us this little spacecraft 3,000 miles away. 0% chance. You literally just need to think. It's all fake. It's all CGI. They're deceiving humanity once again. It's so obvious. I mean, look at this shit. Like, you're really believing this? Oh, just because something doesn't make sense doesn't mean that it's not real, bro. Your brain doesn't make sense. And look, guys, if you're aware that you've been being deceived your whole entire life, and you know that you're being systematically poisoned around every corner.
TikTok, y'all gonna want to stick around for this one. Y'all remember when they said that 2 of the astronauts were central casting? Well, let's talk about it.
127th mission to the space station. Mike and Sonia are the 2 of the 4 American astronauts that are on that flight. They're right out of central casting.
So today is April 10th, and the Artemis 2 is set to splash down in the Pacific Ocean. Do you know what else happened on April 10th? Here, let me show you. And also let me show you who was part of that central casting. On April 10, 2024, this popular TV show, Fallout, aired. Now the thing about Fallout is, I found one of those astronauts on this show. Meet Victor Glover, who's the pilot of Artemis 2. Do you know who else Victor Glover is? Let's find out. Well, here's Victor Glover 2 years earlier as a cast member on that very famous show, Fallout, which aired April 10th, 2024. Now, when they tell you that they get them right out of central casting, they get them right out of central casting. Now, you might ask yourself, for those of you that don't know, what is central casting? Well, I give you the definition and then show you the company. Central casting, the department of a movie studio responsible for casting actors, especially viewed as a source of people who are stereotypical of their role in appearance, behavior, or nature. And look at the bottom, a politician right out of central casting. Now, if you look here, here's the company, Central Casting. It says Central Casting is the leading background actor casting company in the United States. We cast hundreds of roles on set every day. Sign up to be a background actor. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. I told you all, I'm trying to be a great producer like Spielberg, only for Central Casting.
I wasn't going to do this shit, but I have to. Now, I'm not saying that the Artemis 2 mission was real or fake, but let me start by saying this. None of this shit is adding up. Let's start with the fact that they launched this mission on April 1st, April Fool's Day. Mind you, they haven't been to the moon in 54 years. And when they went to the moon the first time, they had first grade technology. The reason they said they couldn't get back to the moon was because they said they didn't have the technology. Kind of confused me, because if you didn't have the technology then, how was it possible to make phone calls from the spacecraft to the White House and speak to the president? That's one thing. Another thing is this, and this is a beautiful picture. Mind you, they took a lot of beautiful pictures. You see the Earth sitting over there, moon looking wonderful. And I always ask myself, when they're bouncing around a plane, recording everything, recording things flying in the air, recording them eating, recording them having conversations, why don't they ever sit by a window and record what's outside that window? Or maybe it's just me. In 1969, over 600 million people watched as Apollo 11 landed on the moon. Now let's fast forward to now. They just went back. We are in the year 2026.
Shalom, call halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, that's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to those elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. Real quick, I ain't want to do this either, bro. I got to, man. All right, you had this whole Artemis mission, all right, that just popped off April 1st, which happened to be our Passover, okay? I actually seen the rocket, all right, going up on the way to the, to meet up with the Akim for the Passover. We was driving, and I just seen, this rock. Everybody was on the highway, pulled over on the side of the road with their cameras out. I happened to look over, and I seen this rocket going up. And I thought it was interesting that it happened on April 1st as well, okay? Which I said, once again, it just happened to be the day our Passover fell on. So these devils, okay, they're definitely being very deceitful. And look at this image right here. People really think this is a real image, all right? All these images that you see online is fake, all right? Esau never went to the moon, okay? He already told you about the Van Allen belt, which he can't go past the Van Allen belt, okay, because of the radiation, which, basically, Esau doesn't have the power to be able to leave this, this earth, man. Okay, regardless of what he tell you. This is why you had the Tower of Babel. Okay, they was trying to go up there. This is also why you got what is it? CERN. Okay, where they're trying to have atoms collide to open up portals. Okay, but I just thought it was interesting how he's showing this clip right here, and I'm gonna show you a few more clips. I ain't gonna make this too long. I just want to show you, the fishiness behind this whole Artemis 2 mission where they supposedly went back to the moon. Let's play some more of this. Let's go right here real quick though. Actually, first, this is Proverbs 14 and verse 15. It says, and I'm gonna show you these clips now. This might be the only precept I grab, if this, unless the Spirit, lead me somewhere else, which it definitely might. But I want to show you these clips that I'm about to show you. And just remember this precept. It says, Proverbs 14 and verse 15, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So you got our people that are very simple. These Americans are very simple, all right? And they believe whatever this devil tell them, all right? Which when you go into the word NASA in the Hebrew, it means to deceive, okay, or deceive. So NASA is about deception, okay? When you go into how NASA was created and whatnot, it's all about the Freemasonry, okay? Those are all Freemasons. If you know anything about the Freemasons, you know that they pretty much are not, good people, to say the least, man. All right, but do your research on the Freemasons, okay? That whole NASA thing, the astronauts, they're all Freemasons. I'm gonna show you some clips to prove that too. It says in the AMP, it says the naive or inexperienced person is easily misled and believes every word he hears. So these people are very naive and inexperienced, and they are easily misled, okay? But the prudent man is discreet and astute and considers well where he is going. Right. So let's go play some more of these clips.
Why didn't they land on the moon? And again, I'm not saying that they never went to the moon. I'm just asking these questions because it's kind of confusing to me. And back to these pictures. These beautiful.
Hey, you had these, what was that? You had these astronauts that supposedly went to the moon, which they never went to the moon, bro. It's a whole, farce and facade. But basically, down the line, years later, some guy went around with a camera and he identified these very people. Some of them had the same name, but some of them changed their names, but it was the same people, much older, still on here on Earth. What was that? That explosion? What was it called? I forgot what it started with a C. It doesn't matter. But it was a particular rocket launching that's supposed to go out of space and then exploded. I forgot what it was called. It started with a C. It's on the tip of my tongue, man. But the individuals that supposedly in that rocket and died for the whole world to see, to see these Americans, turns out they didn't really die. Okay, they're still here, living normal lives, but some of them might have changed their name, and some of them didn't even change their name. But as you can see, it's the same people.
Beautiful pictures that they took. When you think about it, these pictures kind of look real similar to a lot of pictures that we've seen already. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't take these pictures. Mind you, these same pictures were probably taken from the same exact spot.
They didn't take the pictures. This is not a picture that was taken. This is some CGI bullshit, and a lot of it is CGI bullshit, bro. To be quite frank, to be honest with you. All right, but Esau, he gonna play in your face. Let's play a few more of these clips, bro.
Fake ou intentionnel. Regardez, il va y avoir beaucoup de choses dans cette vidéo. Est-ce que c'est réel, fake ou intentionnel? Là, vous allez voir.
So he's saying fake or real. All right, I don't understand the language he's saying, so I'm gonna mute it. But you see this image right here, and they show you these clips, which is all CGI. It's all fake, okay? You seen that, package just go through his head. All right. And Esau's getting very sloppy with this stuff. But, back in the day, they was able to deceive people because of, the technology. But now technology has increased. So everybody knows what AI is and CGI and stuff like that. Even with the 9/11. Remember you had 9/11. Look at that. They have these malfunctions and stuff. But 9/11, when the planes came, the people on the ground said nobody's seen a plane. And that was on the news, but they took it down. But they said how nobody's seen a plane, and then all of a sudden, on the news you seen the planes, which they could have edited that in with CGI. That was before anybody really knew what CGI was. Let me show you a few more clips.
And the crew enter Earth's atmosphere at a speed of nearly 25.
It says an animated video shows what Artemis 2 return to Earth will look like. So they had to do an animated video. Why didn't you just show that? Why didn't you just put cameras on a damn rocket and show you a real video?
Orion and the crew enter Earth's atmosphere at a speed of nearly 25,000 miles per hour. Decelerating at a rate up to 4 times the force of gravity, the crew will feel 4 times heavier than they do on Earth. Orion's heat shield protects the spacecraft from temperatures of about 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, half as hot as the surface of the sun. That sits over the chutes, 9,000 feet and traveling more than 500.
Right, so that's just a picture. Now let me show you this too.
This too now bound for the moon.
This is from NASA's page.
We are going for all humanity.
The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon.
We surpassed the furthest distance humans have ever traveled from planet Earth. We just went sci-fi. It just looks unreal.
This is a beautiful planet in a very special place in our universe.
We do not leave Earth. We choose it.
We have to get back. All the good stuff is coming back with us. There's so many more pictures, so many more stories.
Yeah, so supposedly they came back. Wake up, this is exactly what they didn't want you to notice. Artemis 2 didn't go to space at all. It launched, then immediately veered off sideways straight toward the Bermuda Triangle. Everything you see after that, pure fabrication, AI generated visuals and audio footage. Somebody playing. Like I said, I just want to show you these clips. All right, just be mindful, okay? Because these devils, they're very, deceptive, and with this deception, they plan on doing something with it. Deceiving the people, controlling the people, getting reactions out of the people. All right. But yeah, you just can't trust nothing these devils tell you. All right, let's fast forward this a little bit. You see the rocket going up. It's going up. You would think you just go out of space. It's a lot. What you see right here, it didn't go straight up. Okay, it didn't go straight up. It just it turns, and they saying that these things land in the Bermuda Triangle. Okay. Let's see some more clips. Another one.
Under the dome, living together, pulling it home, wires and circuits, pulsing inside.
Let me see. So here's another one. This is one I really want to show you right here, man. All right.
Outside for their history.
This is why you can't trust nothing you see nowadays. I'm gonna go play this. I'm gonna go bring the scripture back. Okay. Let's bring this back, man. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. It says in AMP, the naive or inexperienced person is easily misled and believes every word he hears. But the prudent man is discreet and astute and considers well where he is going. Now, you got people that might have saw this footage right here and they didn't really pay attention. They just, you know, but when you look deeper and closer into this footage, look what this person is going to show you. It shows you that the world is a stage, bro. They put on a show. Everywhere you look, it's a show. It's theatrics going on. It's, you know, your eyes is playing tricks on you.
And mission specialist Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen taking their first steps outside for their historic test flight.
I'm going to pause this right here because everyone has been asking me to do videos on this Artemis 2 hoax. So let's start right at the beginning of the launch crew walkout.
To a wonderful applause from the crowd. They're looking really excited.
Now, what I want you to pay attention to are the cell phones that the people in the crowd are holding and recording and taking pictures with. Pay attention to these phones. I'm going to freeze frame the shots where they're holding them up, aiming them at the astronauts, and you will see that there are no astronauts whatsoever in the cell phone footage view.
And some big smiles.
Yeah.
I love that.
Out here. It's a great day for us. It's a great day for this team.
A few words from Reed. Great day for us, the team, he said. Thumbs up, more thumbs up. Of course, a lot of pictures. We hear some camera.
All right, so let's bring this back. Now look at this.
Them at the astronauts, and you will see that there are no astronauts whatsoever in the cell phone footage view.
And some big smiles.
Yeah.
I love that.
Out here. It's a great day for us. It's a great day for this team.
You see, there's nobody, there's no astronauts in the pic. So this right here might have all been CGI. Why is there a guy back there with a gun? I didn't even see that at first. So this is gold. I'm doing this video to show you that they playing in your face, bro. Okay, and if you believing they went to the moon and you know all that bullshit, then you are just as gullible as they want you to be. All right.
A few words from Reed. Great day for us, the team, he said. Thumbs up, more thumbs up. Of course, a lot of pictures. We hear some camera shutter clicks back there. I love
some big
few words from Reed. Great day. And mission specialist.
All right, so you seen that, right? They playing in your face. Okay, let's see what this is talking about.
Phase of the next mission.
Well, as I say, getting the ability to land on the surface of the moon.
We've done it before, though. Tell me why it's not so easy to do it again.
Well, we don't have the hardware that we did back in Apollo, and quite frankly, we don't have the budget.
So when I came across this image on...
What is the big...
So, there you go, man. All right. They obviously didn't, you know, go to the moon for real. All right. That was just all a facade, a game. Okay, and I'm playing in your face. So with this, you know, deception, they plan on doing something. Okay. NASA plays a very important role in deceiving the people. Okay, because they ultimately want to do something called a Project Bluebeam, where they want to, you know, fake an alien invasion. Okay, and a few other things they want to do, man. But just stay circumspect, stay alert, stay in the spirit. Okay, let's grab that real quick. Close that on that. Oh no. Let's close that on that. All right. That's Ephesians. Yep. Let's close out on this right here. All right. It says Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. Therefore, see that you walk carefully, living life with honor, purpose, and courage, shunning those who tolerate and enable evil, It says, not as the unwise, but as wise, sensible, intelligent, discerning people. Yeah, you got to be sensible, intelligent, and a discerning person in these last days. Making the very most of your time on earth, recognizing and taking advantage of each opportunity and using it with wisdom and diligence, because the days are filled with evil. Yeah, a lot of deception. Okay, evil. Let's go over here real quick. Let me grab this. And this is because the wicked is in power, man. All right. So what he does is he moves with a lot of deception and evil. All right. So lock in for the noise. Therefore, do not be foolish and thoughtless, but understand and firmly grasp what the will of the Lord is. You got to understand the Lord's will is for this man to be destroyed. So in that, he's going to try to seek to deceive as many people as possible, so you can be destroyed with him. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. That right there, what I just showed you was a bunch of deceit. All right, and it's about to be quenched. That's me. That's me. Brand new. All right, that's good, man. That's good. That's good, man. Huh? All right, thank you.
Open it up.
Get out of here.
Make sure you got everything.
I'm busy, Mike. I'm busy, man. All right, nice. Okay. Yep. I hope so. It's a lot of that work. So it says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared, man. All right. Now, basically, the world we live in is a lie. All right. Everything that they told you growing up is a lie. All right. And in these last days, the truth is going to flourish in the earth. The truth is coming out, man. All right. And what that means is all the deception, all the deceit, okay, is going to be consumed. It's going to be done away with, man. And that includes Esau, okay? The devil the Bible speaks of, bro. With that being said, I'm going to say, Shalom, coming to all about principles, edifying, and for Shalom.